Greetings and welcome back to Switch to Linux. I gotta move the camera, the cat keeps moving it. Alright, well, welcome back. This is an unusual day for the news. Usually I do the news on Friday night, but I end up being busy at the last minute. So, we're doing our news on Sunday, and tomorrow we will have hopefully a regular schedule, but who knows? Never know. Well, greetings everybody. There's a lot of folks on here today. We're going to be doing our weekly news roundup. Our featured discussion is this great new Windows 10 push. Microsoft is desperately trying to get Windows 10 to be far more used than Windows 7. The Windows 7 holdouters have barricaded themselves up nice and hard, and Microsoft's doing another couple of things to try and get them sellouts. We either want them onto Windows 10 or we want them in the grave. But anyway, that's what Microsoft is doing. We're going to talk about that. So, greetings, everybody. Let's see. Keegan, how are you? World of Linux. Hello, Gregory Locke. 37, 15, 10, 9, -2. Pseudo Linux. Hello. And Striker Wolf. Hello. Would I like to participate in assembly operating system? Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm so busy right now. But I don't know. We'll see. Let me know what you need, and we'll see if I can figure that out. Waiting for Vulkan and Wayland to replace X and OpenGL. Well, it is, you know, it can be the future all at once, but it's not the present, and I need something that works right now. So that's the thing is, if we really want Linux to be widely adopted, it needs to be fully functional when we're asking people to move. As far as I'm concerned, Wayland is not fully functional. If we push Wayland on here and it's not working all the way, and we tell people, come over to Linux and it's great and nothing works, they're going to run right back to Windows. So, sure, I get the need, and sure, it's great we have development, but the reality is Vulkan Wayland may be the future, but it is not the present, so we need to not abandon what we have that functions. Alright, Vulkan, let's see, is the best. I'm back, I've been very busy. Alright, welcome back, Life's Outside the Windows, and the World of Linux says hello. -6 minutes. Wait, oh, that must have been 6 minutes, there we go. Alright, let me create my own distro based on Linux Mint Cinnamon. Is that possible? Yes. Farron OS is based on Linux Mint Cinnamon. Gregory Locke using 11-year-old desktop to run Linux Mint XFCE. And I bet it probably runs pretty well on there. Isaiah likes to tap into roots while he's conducting volts through the stem of his pin sapling. Alright. Hello, Total OS today. Gregory Locke. Yes, we're going to hear about some of that. Let's see. Gregory Locke is running on Mountain Dew and homemade pizza. I hope that you survive, buddy. I hope that you survive. Kitty is right here. Hello. Alright, let's see. Dedicated rig to play games. Painstakingly runs Windows 10. That's all I use it for. That's it. You know, that's it. Alright, let's see. Ryan, how are you? Things are going well. Robert, greetings and salutations to you as well. Hope Chromium works better than WaterFox did on the live stream last night. Huh. I don't know. That must have been a reference to yours, not mine. Isaiah Briggs. Thank you. I appreciate that. Isaiah says doesn't watch ads. Hey, I'd appreciate it either way. So thanks, Isaiah. Appreciate that. Alright, and yeah, I'm not a guy that's like, hey, if you want to run ad blockers on my websites, run ad blockers on the websites, you know, honestly, I'm not all that concerned. 0 degrees out here. It's about 30 right where I'm at, but we're getting to that point where it's been snowing all day, and it's probably going to taper into freezing rain. I kind of need to go to the store, but hey, not that bad. I'm just going to hang out and chill out inside. Yeah, it's still snow. Last time I looked out the window 5 minutes ago, it was still snow here. So advice you gave me, unfortunately, I think it has killed the hard drive and the BIOS. Which advice, Monopod BS? I can't remember. My taxes, getting rid of some for some foosball. Yeah, I did most of my estimated taxes. I did most of my estimated taxes last week. I already wasn't getting anything done. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just get it out of the way now. I'm installing Windows 10 on the virtual machine. Hello from Bosnia. Carbon programmer, I'm using 5-year-old computer with a Linux. Slowed down by now. I'm going to talk about some California stuff, Carbon. A couple little things. Actually, I didn't pull the article, but I remember reading it, and it's relative to something I just did. Anyone know if those $30 mics from Amazon's are any good? Striker, I don't know. I actually had a company contact me, asked me to do a review, and their mic's like $25. I can't remember the company name. I decided not to do the deal because they really wanted me to, review it on Amazon as well and give them an Amazon review rating, and I don't do that. I do not link anything I do here to anything I do there, and it's an ultimate security function. So I decided not to do that particular deal. I'll tell you that I use the Meteor mic, which is this one here. It works wonderfully, and it's about half the price of a Snowball. Also comes in a nice little bag. Nice about 3-foot USB cable. So, I mean, that's what I would get. I love the Meteor mic. I did have a couple early issues with it. Make sure you save your receipt. They do have at least a year warranty. I end up accidentally throwing away my receipt, but I end up just fixing mine by replacing the USB port. But for the most part, I think that was something that something I might have done with it. I just don't know. So we'll get into that in a minute here, Carbon. Myself, Gregory, shocked because I was shocked by the crazy people on the internet. I changed it to lock because I tend to overload my computers and lock them up. There you go. I got the Snowball mic. Yeah, Snowball mic's good too. From New York City pitied me one time for living in California. All right. So for our news today, our topics, I gotta move my thing around so I can actually get to my topics. There we go. For our news today, our topics, we have 4 articles in privacy. I have about 5 articles in Microshaft. I don't know, 5 or 6 articles in security, and 2 articles talking about some business news. Go ahead and jump on into the privacy stuff. Excuse me, first. All right, so privacy news. So why cops won't need a warrant to pull data off your autonomous car. This is an interesting little article, which doesn't have a lot of information. It's more kind of like an opinion type piece, but it's basically an interview, whatnot, with a guy through like a police officer up there in the Seattle-ish area, who's kind of talking about the times that he's seen the cars, and the reason the police would not need any warrants and all this is because all of the data, all of these cars send all the data back. So if you have one of those Tesla cars, it's sending tons of data back to Tesla. If you have any of these smart cars, it's whoever is running the software, Google or Apple or Waymo or, God help us, Uber. Whoever happens to have that is collecting and storing all of that data, and all they need to do is just make the same exact request they can make to a data company now. So that's kind of the thing to think about. As these cars get more and more tech on them, it becomes easier and easier for them to grab data off of a car, because even if there's some situation going on due to a new governmental standard, cars have to be communicating back and forth-ish. So you get to see some of that interplay. So anyway, when we start all moving into these cars, expect the police to be able to track you down a whole lot faster without any need for warrants. Yay! How awesome isn't this auto driving technology? But you know, that's not the worst of all of this new auto tech coming in. How about this one? HP is now starting a voice activated printer. Do we need a voice activated printer, people? Really, do we need a voice-activated printer? But anyway, you can connect it to your Amazon Spybot, Amazon Echo, your Google, your probably everything except the Apple Pod right now, because that thing is like the most expensive of all these smart speakers and absolutely the least functional. That thing's a piece of junk, I'm telling you. Hey, Alexa, do XYZ ABC, and it'll do it. You tell iPod. I'm sorry, that's not in the Apple ecosystem, Dave. But anyway, HP is seeing all of this AI and voice-activated stuff. Of course, now our Google Home Assistants, whatever they are, Google Assistants, you can now set these things up to identify the person based on their voice print. That's stupid. Don't do that. But now HP is integrating stuff into all these so you can print the kids' sports schedule. Do we use paper anymore? I mean, really, who puts all of this stuff into their digital calendar only to tell your digital assistant to print it and waste paper and lose? Am I missing something here? Or is this just stupid? But anyway, I'm sure that it's going to allow not only the smart speaker, but also the printing company to have voice prints of what you're doing, because let's just figure out some. It's like the way the devil probes us with our temptations. Test every little thing. Oh, we don't want this. We'll get that tech though, and we'll get something that we can be tracked perpetually. So that's what HP's doing right now. So that's exciting. A couple other fun ones. So Harris is one of the big suppliers of the stingrays to police departments, and apparently there is a non-disclosure agreement that forbids anyone they sell one of these things to from telling legislators or lawyers or plaintiffs or anything about the data. So basically the non-disclosure sits there and kind of says, well, use this kind of completely illegally based on what many courts are saying right now, track the guy down, and then do the other stuff and find a way to bust the guy and just omit the fact that you initially found him with this. That's effectively what they're asking them to do. Completely wrong, completely illegal, particularly the part about, keep this away from Congress. So how this was actually discovered is there was a case with the Delaware State Police and the ACLU, and what ended up happening is the police department came into the court and said, you know what? We didn't have any correspondence. We just contacted Harris and bought the thing. And the judge was like, I highly doubt that's the case. Go back and look again. And finally, as potential contempt of court order is sitting here on the bench, probably, they come back into court with this NDA that ended up getting leaked. So the agreement signed by state police detective in 2010 stated that officers could not discuss, publish, release, or disclose any information pertaining to the cell phone tracking products to the general public, to companies, or to other governmental agencies, even to other officers who do not have a, quote, need to know. A letter attached to the agreement and signed by Harris Copp's account manager said police are not permitted to talk about the devices with elected officials. Okay, you know what we should do, elected officials, if you're watching? Go take every executive of Harris and throw them in jail for a while. Here's a thought. Let's clean this country up. So anyway, stealth, quiet approach, and skilled execution are the glue that transforms weapons and technologies into investments, into capabilities and results. Harris Corp's Michael E. Dillon, who should be in prison, says in a letter, only officers with arrest authority are permitted to use them or have knowledge of how they work. Harris cited federal law for conditions of the agreement, which states it's similar to other intelligence-oriented aspects. Of course, this is the law. Let's see what this one happens to say. Manufacture, distribution, possession, and advertising of wire, oral, electric communication devices, which this... basically, this is kind of like a ruling regarding to wiretapping, which is where judges are looking at all the Stingray technology and going, I'm not quite sure about all this. But anyway, that's kind of what's going on. So yeah, okay, guys, when a company gets this corrupt that they have in their NDA, keep this from our elected officials, it's time to round them all up and throw them in prison for a long time. And then take every one of their assets, let all of their assets go, and you need to just, I'm telling you, this is abuse of power. This is abuse of contracts. This is abuse of the police. This is abuse of the political effects of our entire system. Everything about this. These people need closed down, have their assets sealed, and throw them in prison for a long, long time, for possibly life, for racketeering. They are profiting illegally and informing police to not tell people how their system works, which is so totally against the law, it's not even funny. Send them to prison, round them all up, send them to prison, close the company down, seize all their assets. That's what we need to do to these morons. I hope I wasn't unclear. Of course, in other fun privacy news, if you haven't seen this one, ICE, what is ICE? It was immigration, I don't know, whatever. The immigration people. The immigration enforcement guys, they now have the ability to go into the database of collecting license plates to track license plates across the country. Now, they do not have the ability to add more data points to this. That's an important thing to remember, is that they only have access to the data points that are there. So where is this data point coming from? Well, it is coming from Vigilant Solutions is the company. You can look them up. They're a little bit creepy. So what Vigilant Solutions does is they are a contract company that will put a little device on a variety of different things, mostly tow trucks who patrol, mail carriers who might patrol, like private ones, delivery trucks, and police officers. Basically, they can sell this stuff in, sell my stuff in the, a camera with a geo-tracker location, and as these guys are driving and patrolling, these 360 cameras are going around and harvesting license plates and storing all the license plates in. So I first saw this type of response a while back when some people were concerned, particularly privacy rights people were concerned, because as police drive down the street, they can actually detect where your license plate is even at home. Now, if you are at home, in most places on private property, you have the legal right to hide your license plate. Some of them, yes, some of them, no. Some of them you might have to just be behind a fence or whatever else. And so in that respect, some people were seeing that not only are these cameras capturing things like that, but one of the photos in their database was kids getting out of the car, and the people sued the company on the basis that now you have tracked when and where my kids happen to be and have minors' photos in your database. That's what kind of caused the spark the first time. Now, California, related to this right now, California is looking at a law, and I did not pull up the article for this, but California is looking into a law right now to say that any vehicle that is legally parked may hide its license plate number so that companies like this can't go in and harvest all their data. Obviously, you have to take it off. If you're driving, you have to display your plates, but if it's there. Now, what's happening is the state police in California is spreading a ton of misinformation, trying to pollute the public opinion about this law so that it goes away. And so these are these types of abuses. Companies like Vigilant Solution, companies like Equihacks and Experian and TransUnion, these guys need to be shut down, because I have never given any authorization to collect data, particularly if I'm at home. If I'm out and about, we have a different argument. But if I'm sitting at home, I have a reasonable expectation of privacy, and it should be completely against the law for these guys to collect that type of data. But they do it. Because we have a corrupt America right now who just thrives on collecting and selling our data. And we need to stand firm. So if you're in California, there is a law in discussions right now. Make sure you read up on that law. Look at what the state police is trying to say. They're trying to spread a lot of misinformation. This is an important law for California and a step towards privacy. And these guys aren't nearly as powerful as the telecom, so I have a sneaky suspicion the state police will probably not win the case. They're not exactly the most liked people over there in California, so. But regardless, that is what's going on there. Oh, boy. See some comments here. When did the stream start? As of right now, 20 minutes ago. You have not yet missed the main topic yet. I'm doing that one next. Love to own a Power PC Mac. Never experienced another processor older than AMD or Intel or Macs. We're better. Advice to with being unable to access BIOS. Oh, okay. I remember now. Yeah. Sorry you didn't get it working. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Like, you know, the best thing to do is contact the manufacturer and see if they can help with it at this point. Stubble uses USB instead of lines. Yeah, this is a USB as well. I brought the key. Hey, I've seen crazy people in Los Angeles, though, yeah? They should always be required to have a warrant. Yes. Seattle-ish area, huh? Yes. Yes, Pizza 11 Nerd. That is up there in Seattle-ish area. I think it was Seattle-ish area. They said in the article there. Polling data of a smart car. License plate, registration, and USB, please. Hello, Matthew. How are you? Hello, Matthew. All right. One time there was a crazy man on the red line who was threatening to hurt people, and he was screaming about death. Huh. That's exciting. Try to talk some sense into those who work around me, but can't. Most people don't care. Makes you feel alone. Yeah, at times. At times. Absolutely. We don't need a voice-activated printer. No, we don't. We don't. They track you by your cell phone as well. Well, I can't remember where you're at in terms of that. But yeah, your cell phone can track you in most places as well. Open the pod bay doors, Hal. This conversation serves no more purpose anymore. I can talk to my car, but I usually end up just push the buttons and find the music on my USB. Yeah, probably. I got rid of the printer. This bought a printer for college. All right. Satan is going to lose. Praise the Lord. Absolutely. Yes, he will. It's funny watching him squirm, though. You know? I bought a laser because I print stuff so seldom. Yeah. Well, not only if you like, I think lasers right now are the best things to do. I mean, the cost is down, and you know, frankly, the cartridges hopefully don't expire as much. Although they're probably going to make them to expire, just like the ink. Like, hey, this thing's been in here for 6 months. Yeah, this went bad. You need to replace it. Yep. Exactly. It's the practical application of a voice-controlled printer. Hey, HP, print out the document I just told you to print on my computer? I guess. I don't know. Printers becoming so scary like having Agent 47 as your friend. Yes. Particularly the color laser printers print out yellow dots that inscribe the serial number, date, time, print, all sorts of stuff on the paper. It's very frightening. I actually did a tinfoil hat time about that at one point in time. So if you do get a laser, get a black and white laser, not a color one. No, Wesley, there's not much privacy at all anymore. Do your research for buying anything nowadays? Yep. In fact, speaking of that, Gregory, I really want to upgrade the wireless I have in my network from right now. I'm just using a USB card, but PFSense does not yet support N networks. And so what I wanted to do is get a wireless access point. Well, Best Buy has one in stock. It's a Samsung one. You can only set the thing up with a phone app. How stupid is that? To have a wireless access point you can only set up with a phone app. That's just idiocy at its finest. Yeah, just don't buy the stupid smart devices. Or the smart stupid devices, I don't know. Apple Store today with my phone 3GS. I told them I ran Linux and asked if I could use the Mac to restore the phone as a prank, despite the fact I have a Windows partition. They actually did it. Nice. Fourth Amendment violations. People just need to go to jail to stop it. Yeah, I'm on fire. Yeah, I burn up. There is a fire extinguisher not far behind me, though. Why hackers are necessary to help combat the corrupt spy tech companies. Yeah. NSA, keep this from elected officials. Face is getting red. Probably. I think I scared the kitty away too. He came back, but the bus was a man who was talking happily about death. He was talking as if he was happy or excited about it. They can do and no action against them. We do and bam, jail time. Yeah, yeah, there you go. There you go. Crypto Miner, love the rant. Thank you, Crypto Miner. I still have one more edited Tom on Fires. I think I pushed the line on it though, so I really haven't published it. And you bite in a Carolina Reaper for that one. Yes, I did. I should do that. Immigration Customs Enforcement. That's right. I forgot the customs. Panicked and sprayed my computer with water. Realistic fire. Yes. Haha. Keegan, I hope the computer's okay. Seems like every company is a little creepy. Yep. Hello, Analog. How are you? You might want to keep a fire extinguisher around. Yep. There's one right behind me. I knew that stuff was coming to PA when they dropped registration stickers. Yeah, and it's interesting, particularly if you travel out of state, because you still have the expired registration sticker on your car, and so you'll get pulled over a lot more driving to other states if you're from Pennsylvania, and they don't have a real good way in place yet to actually verify your registration. It's the most short-sighted thing I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. Chrome does seem to be working better. Haven't had to reload the stream yet. There we go. Some plates is like the movie Transporter. Looking good right now. Yeah. More actual corrupt police. Corruption is real. Privacy is no more. Yep. People are more worried about non-existent law enforcement killing minorities than their privacy rights being taken away. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think you have just cause to be worried about that as well. I mean... It was only a month ago somebody got killed by a swatter. If you have a smartphone, your privacy is gone. There's ways to lock your smartphone down for a whole lot more privacy. They can track your location pretty much regardless, but as far as what you do, there's a lot more ways to do it. Like, I don't take the approach that privacy's gone, so I'm just gonna not care. That is like the devil convincing you, you've already sinned in your heart, you may as well enjoy it now. You don't want to cross that line. You still want to do what you can do, just don't live under the impression that what you do is going to make it 100% secure. But you do still have to make steps to maintain that privacy. Windows, stop scraping on us. What if they can make a printer print bad, even the ink or toner is fine? Yes, absolutely they do. Yes, pizza, I love that comic. Hello, Anarita. Hello, Anarita. Alright. Call the manufacturer, they don't speak English. Yeah, there you go. I'm good, Matthew. No even knows... come on. But no one even knows Microsoft's trying to force more people onto their system to collect more data by bootlocking computers. Yes! That's exactly what they're doing. Wire printer sent from hell. Yeah, that's check out that link from Pizza there. That's a really funny one. What brand was the access point, Eric? It was a Samsung. Do not get a Samsung access point. They have to have a phone app to work. And here's the funny thing. It doesn't work with Apple phones, and it doesn't work with Nexus phones. Well, those are the two phones I have. And no, I'm not installing your app to set up my $200 or higher wireless access point. No thank you. Planned obsolescence much? I'd like to be able to buy the thing, plug it in, and configure it some way or the other. Usually you just figure out what is the IP is, you go to the IP address, you go in with a root access they give you, change the passwords, and then set up your network. So I'm going to have to be ordering one online, I guess. Live in a country, correct me if I'm wrong, but we don't live in a country that respects the rule of law. No. Rule of law is for us, not the elite. Yep, there you go. When the rule of law violates freedom and liberty, this is the country it's founded on, it's a problem. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All we have in Tennessee is our license plate with the month and a year that shows it's current. Yeah, they got rid of that in Pennsylvania. It was too much of a burden to send stickers to people. You move Android, install Lineage or Plasma Mobile, your privacy is back. Also, though, install like Torbot or Orbit or whatever to get Tor on your system as well. Do not accept fight back. Absolutely. I was in school. We used to call Microsoft microcrap. Yep. I call it microshaft. It's microshaft for me. All right, well, let's go ahead and have a look at microshaft right now. All right, so microshaft here is a couple things they're doing here. So I have like, I don't know, several different articles here. So first is changes to the Office and the Windows servicing support. So pretty much this boils down to all of the current systems that are not the 6 month releases. So like, I think mine's still running on last year's release because I think I've plugged in 2 times since last year. But any of the Windows systems that are not running on the current 6 month rolling release of Windows, all of those support is going to stop by 2020. Also, any support for Office, for Windows 7 Office 2010 ends in 2020. Let's see, what's the next thing they're doing? So 1511 ends of support, like, already. Windows 10 1607 ends this month. 1707 in October. 1709 in April of next year. Next, what they're doing is they're trying to push everybody onto Office 365 on the Pro Plus platform. And I don't even know what the Pro Plus platform is, actually. Somebody, I'm sure, will tell me in the comment, then I'll read it. So, if you have the Pro Plus platform, you will only be able to use this on Windows 10. Any older support as of January 2020, older support for Windows 8.1 or older, Server 2016 or older, or any of the older Windows 10s that are not part of this current rolling model, all of those support ends. Office 2019 is coming down the pipeline, will only work on the newest versions of Windows 10. If you're still on a 1511 Windows 10, won't work. You have to be on the newest Windows 10 in order to use Office 2019. Won't work anywhere else. So they're trying to push everybody there. And then, of course, the other thing they're trying to do with that is they're doing more things to push people to Office 365. All right, so I think this is essentially the same thing that article there just summarized, so I'm not going to do that. So now what they're doing with the SKUs. So if you remember what I said is I predicted that they would get to the point to where they're only going to, you go to the store and you only can get the Windows 10S. And then if you want anything more, you generally have to pay a lot of extra for it. So what they're doing now is they're getting rid of Windows 10S, quote unquote, but now they have put into all Windows model the S mode. So when you buy S mode, or you buy a computer, and this is where it's a little hairy. As of right now, all of the Windows 10 SKUs for new computers conclude the S mode activated by default. I don't know if that's going to be perpetual. That was my personal guess, is that it's going to get to the point to where you will only be able to get a Windows in the Windows 10S. Now, home and education editions will always be able to upgrade to the unlocked non-S version for free. The Pro will remain being a $50 to change from Windows 10S Pro to Windows 10 Pro. And so you'll still have to pay for that. But it does look like, indeed, as of this next release, that we are actually going to have Windows 10S being the default when you buy a computer. Let's come back to this in a minute, because according to Thurot here, I think that's called Thurot, whoever this is, what they have determined is that most people on Windows 10S, Microsoft says 60% of users remain on Windows 10S, which is a lot higher than I thought it would be when users do the switch. They say, the company says 60% of those who do switch do so within 24 hours. Anybody that doesn't switch in the first 7 days generally has an 83% chance of running in S mode. So in other words, they're trying to and this is the way a business can do things, is you create things with the largest path of resistance. Like if you want to make things easy, you remove the barriers. What they're doing is they are making their system to the point to where you have to step through a lot of loops. Not only do you have to bring the computer home now, then you have to go through the extra hoop of setting it up with the S. Guess what? You have to register a Microsoft Online account in order to upgrade the thing, because you've got to do it through the store. So now they're finding ways to get you to log in. I'm scaring the kitty. It's okay, kitty. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. You want to go, though? He's not sure yet. I might go on fire again. I don't want to burn the kitty fur. But anyway, you have to, when you bring these home, you have to upgrade them through the store to get rid of the S mode. To my understanding, so far. I could be wrong, but to my understanding, that's the case. To do that, you have to sign up a Microsoft Online account with the store. Isn't this brilliant? So now, you buy a new computer, you have to. Remember on Windows 10, you could just, if you found the one-point font text that said skip this step, where you didn't actually have to have that online Microsoft Online account, click the little button, and then you could proceed with just a local account. Now, to get rid of the S, you have to have a Microsoft account. That is my understanding of it. If I'm wrong about that, someone correct me. But it's not a toggle switch like in the operating system. It's got to be something you do in the store. And so what they're trying to do is, guess what? Tons of data collection. Because do you think if you create the thing, install it, and then get rid of it, that you're going to, they're going to delete the data? They want to know every computer, every person with a validated, and by the way, you cannot validate a Microsoft account without a phone number. Can't do it. Try and create a Microsoft account without a phone number. I do not believe you can do it. So now Microsoft is killing all of the support. So your stuff won't work well. They're killing their older Office applications, so those won't work. They're making it so, and I don't know, I didn't check if can the older versions of Microsoft Office run on the newer Windows 10. I didn't check that, and I have a sneaky suspicion the answer will be no, but I don't know for certain on that part. All right, but regardless, now you buy a computer, it's locked into Windows 10s, you have to give them a Microsoft account, which verifies a phone number with them, and possibly a credit card, honestly. But you have got to do all of these in order to get your computer to the point to where you can install the programs on it you want to install. Y'all ready to switch to Linux yet? I'm not sure I'm ready to have that level of, giving that level of data to a corporate overlord. All right, so here's the entry values that they're looking at. This just has some information. So pricing SKUs are as follows: advanced, core, plus, core, value, and entry. Also, Windows 10s is dead. Now Windows 10s mode and the baseline SKU will be going away, and each version will have an S mode. What they're doing here isn't too much different what they've done in the past. They just charge more money for the Windows 10 license. So you can probably expect your prices of your computers to go up. Particularly your higher end computers will go up, because the license is more expensive for the higher end computers. Let's see, starting April 2nd, the new SKUs and pricing go into effect, and the new pricing for Home and Home Advanced. So if you are looking at getting a computer and you do need a Windows 10 computer, get it before April, when you can still get it without it being locked down. And if I'm wrong about any of this, please let me know. The information is so sketchy at this point in time. I'm just putting some things together. This stuff has literally just come out in the last day or two, and nobody has clear answers yet. So there's a lot of speculation and all this. So, of course, they're getting rid of this. Oh, this is a neat one here. And this one's making me go, huh? What the world are they doing? For device configurations in 2018, the company is pushing its partners to set Edge as the default browser, installing LinkedIn Universal Windows Platform app, pre-install Office, and then limiting app pinning to one legacy Win32 app on the desktop, one legacy app on the taskbar, and for the start menu, 25% Win32, 75% Microsoft Store. Am I reading that correctly? Are they telling me I can only pin one application to my bar for these older applications? What if I go into my closet over here and I have 4 or 5 video games I still want to play on a Windows computer? You're telling me right now I cannot play those? Am I reading that wrong? I have no idea. I have been scratching my head about that weird remark all day long. I have no idea what in the world that means. But it's verified from Microsoft. Pinning one legacy app on taskbar and for the start menu and the desktop. What? That's insanity. That's insanity. Are you guys ready to switch to Linux yet? Here's just kind of a discussion point. Let's see. Pricing SKUs. Here again, they're talking about the app. This is a link back to the article we were just looking at. Not sure there's much more there I wanted to look at. Well, in the security news, also named Microsoft, they did do something good. Finally, Windows Defender is going to start blocking your fake system tuning applications. So if you've seen those system tuning applications, install this now. Your system could use tuned up. Windows is going to finally start blocking those things. So yay, Microsoft! They're in our they've got our best in mind. Wow. Oh, boy. Lots of comments. Lots of comments. Just said, Anna, you need to go to Amanda's house next week and fix the Windows OS. And I said, no, I don't have time. Plus, I don't have to deal with Windows. She has to go to Best Buy. Attorney, let me say the rule of law is dead. Not very comforting, Harold. Gonna move to Europe because they have anti-spying laws. That's not sounding like a bad idea at this point in time, man. I'm telling you. Purpose of the mainstream media is to manipulate and control the masses. People are so obsessed by Kim Kardashian and her family while the right to be privacy be taken away. Absolutely. And that is how they lull you into it. They give you so much convenience and so much entertainment that you don't see the world around you. Don't understand why Microsoft even tries to innovate. Every time they do, it just makes people hate them more. The reason Apple is so profitable. Found a formula that works, and they've stuck to it. Yeah, create a cult. And then convince your whole cult to buy your $1,000 phone every year. That's their strategy. And it works. We can argue all day whether or not it's a good formula, but it clearly works. Yep. The thing is, life outside the Windows, even if most of your devices are European, even European companies adapt to United States laws because they're a whole lot more profitable to operate them under the U.S. laws here. That's why, you'll find things. I'm trying. What's a good example? I think the Oreo Cheerios you can still get in Canada because of the way the licensing works, but you can't get it in the United States because of the licensing agreements. So you get all sorts of weird stuff like that. Microsoft doesn't care about anyone, just money. No, just money and data. Don't forget Lamer Linux. They care about data too. They do care about data. Microsoft is good to have in toilets for listening music. Yeah. LibreOffice for the win. Amen to that. That's what amazes me. They try so hard to act like they care about their innovation. They look so bad, it's only make them look worse. Yep. Scares me as parents are putting Google Home or whatever they call in their kids' bedroom to listen to baby music. Yep. Well, fortunately, the Aristotle flopped. That was supposed to be a smart speaker specifically to put in your kid's room, and it would grow and adapt with your kid. That just sounds creepy. Aaron Schwartz, not sure if he spelled his name right, made me sad he killed himself. Yeah, absolutely. That was a great documentary. I've seen that. That's good. Microsoft have been so consistently incompetent, it's a wonder they even became successful in the first place. Yeah. Well, it's because all the successful people moved on and they were brought in, they brought in, career CEOs. I live in the U.S. because I like our outdoor environment. I like to hunt and own pit bulls. Yeah, and firearms, I like owning my guns. Can't stand Windows 10. Yep. Yeah, the crap they're trying to pull is illegal. It should be. I don't know. Harold, is the crap they're pulling illegal? I don't know. Windows pays manufacturers to only put Windows pre-installed in system. Get rid of Windows 10 partition, install Windows 7. You know what, Pizza? If you have good access to a good router, just lock the telemetry out on your router level. Windows 8.1, yeah. Well, actually, I wouldn't bother, Pizza, because if you are updating the system, it adds all the same telemetry back in. The only thing that's really super bad about Windows, well, I guess I stand to be corrected. Or this new crap they're doing is making it infinitely worse. But up to this point, the only thing that was really bad about Windows 10 was all the telemetry. If the telemetry didn't exist, I wouldn't necessarily have a problem with it. Now, if they took out the telemetry, I wouldn't go back to it. And the reason is I don't trust them as a company. News computer, you can't install Windows 7 without jumping through some hoops because the keyboard and the mouse won't work. Oh boy. Kitty should use Puppy Linux. He does. His personal computer is Puppy Linux. Yep. Greetings, Ben. How is Scotland doing today? I think their manufacturers allowed you to build custom computers with Linux. Yep. Kitty needs earmuffs. Do you need some earmuffs? You need some earmuffs, Kitty? Do ya? Oh, I'm growing a tentacle. I'm growing a tentacle. All right. Don't think you should go on fire. I could tell you should do, but I don't want you to get in trouble with the law. LOL. Yeah, Like to eventually start a computer manufacturing company that builds and sells Linux computers that use AMD Ryzen processors. There you go. Who's worse, Google or Microsoft? Microsoft. Google, even though Google probably collects more data and has the ability to collect more data, they are a whole lot tighter with it. The thing that made me realize that, actually, that's a long story. I'm not sure I want to go there right now. Yeah, may as well. So I was watching a TED Talk about a guy doing pharmaceutical research. He wanted to get data to look at if someone was on one medication and started researching side effects taking another medication to basically build a multi-level database which had what type of drug interactions, assuming which medications were given first or second. He approached Google with the idea, and Google said, no, we're not going to give out that type of information because it's possible to track back to someone. So, I trust Google a whole lot more with the data. All Google's doing is producing an algorithm that I don't know if real humans would have access to it, but it produces an algorithm that they can sell to companies. That's the biggest problem I have with Google. Now, of course, that's probably wrong. Someone can get in there and see everything you're doing if they want to. But they're a lot tighter about it. But the guy was telling this story at this dinner, and there was some guy from Bing. Guy's like, oh yeah, we'll give you all the access you want. Didn't even verify anything, just gave him all the access he wanted. Because Microsoft right now is trying to prove to the world how much data they have. Google already knows they have most of the world's data. They're not trying to prove anything to anybody. They're just running their business model. Microsoft's trying to prove it. And so if between the two companies, which one has a greater chance of giving all of that data carte blanche to a hacker? Microsoft. That's why I think they're worse. And thank God my wife converted me to Linux. I said, thank you for doing so I will keep my hair in privacy. There you go. Forward for Windows and Microsoft. Buy the new mini Asus Weed AMD and flash the micro memory and put Linux Deepin on it. Sweet. Can't create an MS account without a phone number. Okay, what's that? You can't afford a cell phone? Actually, you might actually be able to do it with a secondary email address, but I'm pretty sure the phone number is what they want. You know what? Let's see. Why not? I gotta find my website view. All right, let's go with let's go Bing.com. Not sure why I searched Bing.com. I'm pretty sure I know where Bing.com's URL is. All right, let's see. Sign in. Create one. abc@123.com. It's already a Microsoft account. I bet someone's getting spammed from that account. Bill Smith. I was born in 1910. I'm just looking great for my age. Huh. They just sent a code there. Okay. So I'm not sure if I would need to get that code. I'm pretty sure if you click next, it uses that. Can anybody have one or set one up recently that can verify that? Last time I knew you had to use a phone number for it. But of course they do change things. So who knows, that may or may not have changed. Computer is an Asus main board, works good with Linux, but probably be the last Asus main board I'll buy due to the fact that sometimes they make you use Windows to update. Yeah, that'd be a loser. Yeah. Should we have open source BIOS as well? We should be able to have open source BIOS. Getting rid of one-time Windows licenses. I heard Windows will switch to subscription-based and you have to pay every year or monthly to use. I think that was the case for an Enterprise Edition, not the Home Edition. But you never know what they're going to do. They seem to change every other week. I don't know. But last I knew, I had looked into that recently because somebody had said that. And it came up in a discussion forum. And I believe that only applied to an Enterprise. So, you know. To pay to install Linux if Windows 10s is on your only computer because you can't use Rufus or Rosa. I don't think so. I mean, you can always create a live. I mean, as long as you have the ability to create a live key, or you know, I don't know if you'd have a CD-ROM anymore, but as long as you can get a way to create a USB drive of some form or another. You know, worst case scenario, if you really don't want to do that, go and buy the cheapest external CD-ROM you have, and you should be able to burn a disk on through when I don't know. I doubt it anymore, but you should be able to do that, and then just format the hard drive. That should work. Guess what else is in there? Windows 10? No, I bet it's some type of Linux. Also, needing an MS account will just be wonderful for your children under 13. Sorry, kids, can't use computer. Well, the thing is, though, is that a parent would set up the computer, of course. Too bad the masses have been brainwashed to accept everything the tech corporations do. Yep. I always tell people, be wary of any time a pop-up form shows up. That doesn't mean you have to enter in the data. Been on Linux 7 years now. Now I don't dream of going back. I need a computer that works. Yep. Most entertainment doesn't entertain me anymore. It's sad. They can't make good shows anymore. Yeah, that's the thing. Oh, you know what, Pizza? There was, I think they just recently came back. You are right. I think you can actually get them now again. They just came back. You could not get them for like 15 years. It was due to a licensing agreement. Hello, James. How are you? Nerd Oreos. Free as in freedom, not as in calories. You used to have to be really careful about what your option was for the updates first installing Office. If you selected the wrong one, can't remember which, it also enabled downloading. Yeah, if they have enough cash to grease the wheels, it's legal. I'll just keep Windows 7 running on multi-boot and don't use it to access the internet. Yep. That's probably what I'm going to end up doing for... I still use QuickBooks to do my accounting. And I'm just going to keep that thing around to do accounting for, as long as I possibly can. I have confidence we can. A friend of mine, last I knew, still uses Windows 95 to do his books. Scared me about Google is what Brian Lunduke said. They call it security just because someone that's politically conservative was there eating lunch. Yeah. Google is a creepy company. Point, I feel like you're best to distrust all large companies until they prove they can be trusted. Yep. Well, big businesses and big government is essentially, they are the same thing. They're one in the same, really. All right, let's go ahead. I'm going to leave, let's see how far. Oh, actually, I'm close to the bottom. I thought it was further up. Large Scale Ops MS actually uses BSD and Linux because they admitted Windows servers not as secure. That's funny. Yep, I'm a good old chap. Use a random generated email to make a Microsoft account. Yeah, I could do that too. I'm not going to do that. Heavy 108th. Yep. Love with your eyes. Gray or blue either. Yeah. Servers that were in the education establishment have been used to run Windows servers. Okay. Is Brave Browser as private as they claim? You know, Alex, my verdict is not entirely out on Brave Browser. Possibly. I don't know. I don't have a good opinion on that yet. You ever heard of the concept of bread and circus? No, I have not. No, Alex Brios, they have ads for their own, so not really as sneaky. Yeah. Remember the good old days? If I don't want something online, I just didn't post online, but now companies try and get it online anyways. Yep. Even when I rent apartments, even when I'm looking at apartments to rent, almost all of them now have social media disclosures. Do you authorize us to use your picture for social media? Like, no. Not at all. Because iPhone, his aunt got him, prefer the physical mouse and keyboard. Large screen, take control. Yep. Office 97 is free to download on WinWorld, so if you need an Office suite. Is it legal to download on WinWorld, though? I don't know. I have no idea what that one is. End of comments. LOL. Yep. We live in a global fascist corporate-controlled government. Yes, we do. A corporatocracy. Linux LibreOffice to write a memoir to be passed down to future descendants. Absolutely. I love LibreOffice. It does everything you need. I'm still having some people, tell me on the LibreOffice video, it's like, yeah, but it's still not as good as Microsoft Office. I'm like, why? Give me a specific example of what's not as good as Microsoft Office. And I get crickets. Right, kitty? Or are you eating the crickets? I think the kitty's eating the crickets. All right, let's go ahead and look at our security. I think I'm on security next, right? Yes, I'm on security. Of course, I already did the Microsoft one. Public service announcement. If you are running a Lenovo laptop running Windows 7, Windows 8, or Windows 8.1, and you are using one of the ThinkPads, ThinkCenter, or ThinkStations, upgrade your Fingerprint Manager. The Fingerprint Manager Pro, somebody's able to actually get in there and access all of the access data to your computer and get logged in. So make sure if you are using that, use version 8.01.87. Windows 10 is not affected because it does use Microsoft's built-in fingerprint reader. So, Microsoft just has your fingerprints now. Why not? All right. Oh yes, this is a fun one. This is a which one was this one? Okay, this was a big bot that is going around right now. It's actually taking advantage of vulnerabilities in Howie routers and Realtek routers. And basically this is spreading another one of your giant botnets. And what they're doing with this fun botnet is for a grand old total of 20 bucks, they'll do a multiple gigabit per second DDoS attack on a server of your choice. Yay! How awesome. Isn't this good stuff? So, if you happen to have one of these routers, get a new one. More security updates. Equihacks is in the news again. They have produced this really awesome app. It's supposed to be able to lock and unlock your credit at will. Man, where's my phone at? There we are. All right. So you have your phone, which I do not have this app, and you download the app from them. So, of course, they can spy on everything that you do. And then you just have this toggle button. Toggle on, toggle off, toggle on, toggle off. You can toggle on or off your credits. If you're about to go into the bank, you toggle it off. You go in there. You foolishly try and get some loan of some kind for, you know, some pink pajamas or whatever else. And then you get your loan. You're like, yeah, happy dance. I got a loan. I'm smart with my credit. And you hit that button and you lock it back up again. It doesn't work. So, Ars Technica had this thing. Basically, they push out this new thing that allows you to lock and unlock your credit report. Except it doesn't actually work. So, as of this day, let's see, 3:30. What day was that? As of 3:30 on the 1st, he said he has to fill out the request. Couldn't get it working. The thing says it wouldn't work. Had to call online. Waits online for a while. They say they're going to send him the reset app. They never get the message. Error says the email address is still invalid. Basically, the thing just doesn't work. So, way to go, Equihacks. Way to go. Can we just close them down now? Let's send them to jail with the guys at the Harris Group with, you know, non-disclosures about stuff. And then, of course, this is nice. A little GitHub account here to auto-exploit. So if you'd like to now, if it wasn't bad enough that we had Script Kiddie ability to do basic hacking tools, this is a Script Kiddie kit to allow some moron to grab the kit and start doing targeted attacks automatedly. Go on this thing, have the thing scan the whole internet for, you know, the Howie router and report back all the IP addresses and then attempt to break into it. Yeah! So it's called Autosploit. So Wired has a nice article on this. Basically, these guys released all this code on GitHub, so you can come to Autosploit, become a script kiddie to do mass attacks on a variety of different things. This is... Okay. Maybe first we just need to get rid of all the IoT crap on the internet, and then maybe we need to start securing things down a little bit more, maybe keeping things offline that don't need to be online, stuff like that, you know, stuff like that. And so basically what this allows, and this is why I have a lot of people requesting, like, you know, look at Kali or look at Parrot. I won't. I'm not going to look at Kali. I'm not going to look at Parrot. I'm not going to do a distro review, a quick look or otherwise, on any of the hacking distributions, because I don't want to raise awareness to those specific tools to the general audience. I know what they are. I know how to use some of them, but I'm not about to do videos teaching people how to do that kind of stuff. I would prefer that kind of stuff. I don't mind that it exists. I just don't want to raise a whole lot of awareness to some guy who's like, I'm going to grab this and I'm going to mix it over with Autosploit, and then we're just going to go ahead and try and track every single wireless router on the internet. No. So that's kind of scary. It's kind of scary indeed. So Autosploit did cause quite a bit of that, and people are like, well, this type of thing has happened before, and it's not that bad. Yeah, but we weren't in a world that eats Tide Pods back then. We are now in a world where people who are of age, who should know better, are eating Tide Pods, okay? We're in a world where some people are selling a supplement that is made of bleach as a universal cure for everything, all right? We're in a stupid world, And the technology is still too far out there, and there's too many exploits in the wild. We don't need more of these automated kits coming out. All right, thing that really puts me off of Brave is their creepy website ad replacement functionality. That's the thing I still have questions on. My understanding after watching some of their guys talk about it now on Brave, I think the way it works is it'll strip all of the ads off a site, and then you can basically display ads on certain sites and pay content creators of your choice. That's kind of my current understanding, but I really need to look more into it. I just don't really care to, honestly. Eventually I might, but I have an objection to them stripping ads off of my site when I'm playing nice with ads. I have an objection to them stripping ads off of my site and serving ads that pay someone else. Because I've worked hard to build the site. And if I chose to put ads on it, I should choose to put ads on it. Now, if I'm going to be an idiot like Wall Street Journal and Forbes and put it behind a bunch of things that are telling people to disable ad blockers, then I deserve what I get. But I don't like the concept of Brave for that reason myself. Google Picasa is now being improved because it's been discontinued. Yeah! Awesome. Hope the crickets are roasted at least. Yep. Bread and circus. Feed the people, keep them entertained, and they won't pay attention to what the other hand is doing. Yes, I'm familiar with the concept. I've just never heard it in that specific title before. Ooh. They lose their freedom and privacy bit by bit. Yep. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, oh, I don't care if I lose my privacy. This is so convenient. We don't want that. We don't want that type of stuff. I need nationalism. We need somethingism. I just don't know. We'll just call a new thing somethingism. Maybe include brains and I don't know. You forgot to call it microshaft. Yeah, I did. I did forget to call it microshaft. Next time you do LibreOffice video, you should have you install via Flatpak, so that way you can get default settings without affecting your system and compare it to the old version. I should do that. The thing is, though, this particular computer is not 18.3. It's still 18.2, so I don't have Flatpak on this. You know, this is one of those video production rigs. You don't update them a lot. I don't have time to refix the system if an update kills something. Feel like joining Possum Lodge. Be like a possum. Roll over and play dead. Yep. Got a loan for pink pajamas. Yeah, you know, there is now an app out there targeted towards your millennials who are like, I don't want to get a credit card. More and more millennials are getting smart. They're going to want to get a credit card. So now we have an app that serves as a credit card. Welcome to America. You have shielded pouches. Yeah, if you don't want your phone to track you place to place, you can put it in shielded pouches. That's a good option. Power off the smartphone and take out the battery. That's a funny story. Find me smartphones. You can take out the battery these days. Yeah, I have an iPhone and an Nexus 5X. No replaceable batteries in those. And remember Enron. I do remember Enron. That sucked. You know not, they can still track you that way. There's a tiny battery built into the smartphone boards. Yeah, best thing actually is, you know, if you don't have one of those cases, the poor man's case, wrap the thing in thick aluminum foil. Remember when viruses were only used as an inconvenience instead of collateral damage? Yep. Yep. There are tons of phones that don't have removable batteries. Yep. If you're a true hacker, we'll make your own software to do it. Home security system using Edward Snowden's Haven software. Cool. That's nice. It's time for a ghost pepper challenge. The fire-breathing idiot. Canada, we Tide Pods drinks, well, not Tide Pod, but motivated from it, and people are loving it. How stupid can we become? Yeah, yep, beam me up to Mars. Hey, Kitty, are you going to execute command plus 630 dot. Yeah. Freedomism. We need not stupidism. I got nothing hide annoys me. Yeah, you do. Y'all got lots to hide. America, bleep, yeah, full of teenagers. Moto C has a removable battery. Yep, there you go. Super Bowl online tracking starts in 20 minutes. Become a Super Bowl data set today. What? I don't know. They're taking applications for Mars colony. Yes, they are. The kitty is my handler. Do you know that song? I don't know. Don't know. All right. Last one is business. Business. All right. So in our business, first thing is the California, another one in California. They are now in total defiance of FCC. They are now passing a bill that has passed one of the branches. It still needs to pass the other branch, but it's expected to pass both of them with flying colors. Basically, it is a net neutrality bill. They are basically saying that every ISP serving anybody in the state of California must not block unlawful content. It must not block any legal traffic. Let's see. I think I said that wrong. You know what I mean. It may not block anything that is legal. Let's see, impairing or degrading lawful internet traffic. It cannot impair any internet traffic. It cannot produce fast lanes. This is like exactly what America wants. California's pretty much doing it. And they're saying no. And so that makes at least the third state I know of that is now in direct violation of the FCC's order to states you're not allowed to make a decision. We're making all the decisions. Us three unelected idiots are going to make all your decisions. It's 5, but only 3 of them are idiots. And so that's kind of the deal with that. That's exciting. This is just I put this under business, not under privacy, because I'm not sure it could go either place. But basically, Amazon has patents for their workers, and I've seen some of this stuff where they're kind of building sort of like exosuit type things. Basically, I mean, this to me is like the worst kind of taskmaster of all. So basically, they're wearing this wrist thing that gives them haptic feedback, and it'll point them in the direction of the shelf, and then basically, if they're going for the wrong bin, it'll give them a different feedback than if they're going for the right bin. And so it's supposed to decrease. It's supposed to decrease your error rate while increasing production. So basically now, to put this all in perspective, now Jeff Bezos has his little workers hooked up to these little animatronic thingy-mabobs that's going to trace everything that they're doing in the warehouse. It's going to push them more and more. It's like the thing's going to be buzzing more and more. It's like, you're not in the right place. Get moving faster. Get moving faster. It'd be like a guy with a whip over your back. Meanwhile, he's sitting in his, $100+ billion, net worth, while half of his employees are on food stamps around the world. Way to go, Amazon. Way to go. And all disclosure, I have an Amazon affiliate account. Links below. Okay. But this thing's kind of creepy to me, really. It's using ultrasonic, radio waves, haptic feedback, buzzing, pulsing, all sorts of stuff like that. As it's doing that kind of stuff, it's supposed to make the people work a little bit faster by directing their hands and their motions where they should be going. So that's just kind of creepy to me. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is that creepy, or is that just creepy? No, the internet never ceases to shock me. I've become immune to its shock. Just a dumb redneck. Do something stupid and realize how stupid it was. Yeah, there you go. You know, they put those black boxes in cars, right? And what they found is that, you know, they wanted to track down what words were said inside of in car, you know, right before fatal car accidents. And they found that in 49 out of 50 states, it was, "Oh, crap!" was the final words someone said before a fatal car accident. The only outlying state was Texas. They said, "Hey, y'all hold my beer and watch this." FCC can kick rocks, then jump into the Grand Canyon. There you go. States don't have legal rights to circumvent federal law. California's going to lose. Well, no, because the thing is, Andrus, is that the FCC does not have the authority to impose a law. California's probably going to win because of that, unless Congress or whatever else does something different. So fluffy. All right. Mark Zuckerberg met secretly with Angela Merkel, telling her he will censor Facebook to help her gain more power. Oh, that's exciting. Sure, the government will use anti-monopoly law to stop these business practices. Oh, yeah. No. Don't worry. I'm sure unions will protect. Oh, yeah. No, that's not going to work either. Well, I think that brings us to the end of the news. Let's go ahead and feed Katie here, and then we'll wrap up any final comments. Right, Katie? It's time for the dual kitty feeding session. Right, Kitty? There we are. It's this time of the day. Yes, it is. Whoa! He's all over it. He's all over it. There you go. Oh, you want a bigger one, don't you? Oh, right here for the camera. There you go. Oh, there's a little couple of them there for you. Oh, is your finger looking good? Yeah. Oh, right there. There's a little piece right there. This package is getting empty. I think I'm actually out of actual Temptations after this one. I'm down to Meow Mix treats next. See, the kitty likes Meow Mix treats. Remember when the technology excited me? These days it scares me. Mike Zuckerberg, immigrants are protected class on Facebook. Oh boy. The only haptic device being used for people who are easily distracted by keeping people on task. Still, that's creepy. Yep. There, finger looking good. Not a redneck or hillbilly, but I do love living in rural areas. So peaceful, I can't stand close neighbors and slow city streets. We can see OBS. Yes, I have OBS. And YouTube and article lists. All right, folks. I think that'll wrap this one on back up. Hey folks, if you'd like to help support me and get me more temptations, check out switchlinux.com/support. So thanks for watching, everybody. Once again, you can check out switchlinux.com/support for any ways that you can help support the channel. I do have Patreon, patreon.com/TomM, and I have Amazon links down below so that we can all, help support Jeff Bezos. Make sure he's making a lot of money. I don't know. I know I don't make a lot from it. All right, so thanks for hanging out, guys. We'll catch you guys later.